Right, welcome back to another video. My name is Brian Hafferkamp. I'm the designer and creator at the Clark & Addison Gaming Company. In this video we're going to play a little bit on-base baseball. This is a game played between the Red Sox and the Tigers, May 24th, 1967. That'll be the next set that comes out is 1967 for on-base baseball. So doing a little test here. Terrible cutting job there, but some of the other cards are better. But in this matchup, we have Boston going to Detroit. It'll be Jim Lonborg on the mound for the Red Sox, and it's going to be Denny McLain on the mound for the Tigers. So classic matchup here. This is actually the Tigers finished third, Red Sox finished second, and the Red Sox went on to play in the World Series against the Cardinals. So this should be a good game. Let's go through the starting lineups. It's going to be Tartabull in right. Smith is the center fielder. Yastrzemski is in left. Scott is at first. Jones is playing third base. Petrocelli at short. Andrews is second. Ryan is the catcher, and Jim Lonborg is the pitcher. Right-handed pitcher, 29 is his stamina, and 295 is his FIP. For Detroit, it's going to be McAuliffe leading off and playing second base. Wirt is hitting second at third base. Al Kaline is in right field. Willie Horton in left. Northrup is in center. Norm Cash at first base. Freehan is the catcher. Euler is playing shortstop, and Denny McLain hitting ninth. McLain, right-hander, 26 is his stamina, and 407 is his FIP. In the actual game, Jim Lonborg pitched a complete game. McLain was not sure how many innings he went, but there was only one reliever that came in for him. I do have some backup players and relievers printed out as well. I'm thinking maybe I'll just do this 3-game series. This is actually game number 2, so I decided that after I got everything started. So we will, look at the other 2 games. This is a 1-0 shutout, complete game shutout for Jim Lonborg. All right, so let's get this one started. Playing with actual dice in this one, so no digital dice roller. If I hit a 0, then that's going to be a re-roll, because this is a 1 to 9 roll. I don't have a D9, so I have that on the app though, which you can use if you purchase any of the seasons. This is the actual on-base baseball score sheet. I'm going to be using the at-bat score sheet so I can do the totals. At the end, there's also an inning by inning one, sort of traditional inning by inning if you prefer that. And we won't need our ratings just because we have the ratings and everything here right on our players' cards. All right, for Denny McLain, he is perfectly average. So the sort of the column 2 pitchers in 1967 are right in line with league averages. So there was no need to do any sort of changes here. Lonborg, however, is in like a column 1, and so there's a few extra strikeouts and keeping things from being home runs or doubles. So here we go. And first batter up is going to be Jose Tartabull. He's facing off against Denny McLain. McLain, the home team pitcher. We've got a 14 and a 4. Like I said, nothing is coming off here, so everything's coming off the batter card. 14 is going to be a walk, so leadoff walk for Tartabull. Tartabull 5.4 is his speed. That's not really great just to be sending him, so we'll leave him at first. And up is going to be Reggie Smith, center fielder for Boston. A 45 to Smith is going to be a single with an asterisk, so that's a long single. He's got a 5.9 speed, so he doesn't get the extra base to stretch it into a double, but this player does go to third on the single. So Tartabull is going to be at third, and Smith is going to be at first, and right off the bat, Yastrzemski comes up in a run-scoring situation. 55 is not going to get it done, though, as this will be a pop-up. on a 7, 8, or 9, it's a pop-up, and that's a 9. And so we roll to see where the pop-up goes. That'll be a pop-up to the pitcher. We'll say that the, I think back then a pitcher probably would have handled that. So we'll go P1. As McLain makes the catch, a little pop-up on the infield, and Yastrzemski is down. That's a big first out, as double play is still in order. George Scott to the plate, 25 batting runs. He 303 average, 19 homers, 82 RBIs in 1967. We're going to get another, oh, actually, this is going to be a double play or strikeout, so that's perfect. It's going to be a 6-4-3 tailor-made double play. And just like that. Say fielder's choice here. Just like that. The inning is over. So Denny McLain gets exactly what he needed out of George Scott, which is a double play ball. All right, we head to the bottom of the first. It's going to be Jim Lonborg against Dick McAuliffe, Wirt, what's his name? Don Wirt, and Al Kaline. Lonborg for the year, 3.16 ERA, 273 innings pitched. He was 22-9 in 39 starts. So, excellent year for Jim Lonborg. A lot of people say he really turned a corner in this year. So we'll see how he does in this game. But 22 is probably not going to be very good. For him, that's going to be a double or a triple if it's a 7 or greater. It's a 6, and so that's going to be a leadoff double for Dick McAuliffe. McAuliffe with 16 doubles in the season. Oh. And he's going to wind up at second base with a leadoff double. Next up, Don Wirt, the third baseman. See if he can drive in a run here. -3 batting runs, 257 average, 6 homers, 40 RBIs for the third baseman. A 15 is going to be a single, and he's going to, we'll have to see if he drives in the run. McAuliffe, speed is less than 5, so I'm not inclined to send him there. So we're going to hold him up at third. It'll be runners at first and third with the big lumber coming up, Al Kaline. Al Kaline, 43 batting runs, 308 average, 25 homers, 78 RBIs in 400, just shy of 460 at bats. We got an 11 here. 11 off of Jim Lonborg is going to be a strikeout, and that strikeout will be swinging, as he gets Al Kaline swinging on a bender. And that's going to be out number 1. So 1 down. And just like in the top of the first, we still have a double play situation set up. Let's see if Lonborg can get it done here. A 24 could be. Could be a double play or a K. That's going to go to third base, and they're going to go around the horn. 5-4-3 on the automatic double play. And just like his counterpart, Lonborg gets an inning-ending double play with runners at the corners. So after 1, no score, and up for Boston is going to be Dalton Jones, and then Petrocelli, and then Andrews, the second baseman, facing off against Denny McLain. So a 46 is going to be a fly ball that goes out to right center field. No problem, as the right fielder Kaline is there to make the play, and that's going to be out number 1. Not a huge crowd here. I was looking on the stats. Less than 10,000 people came for each of these games. It was a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday before Memorial Day, so, you know, maybe people were just getting a little extra work in. I don't know. Maybe they weren't so excited about the Tigers, but after this series, they began to sort of pour in a little bit more into the stadium. Maybe it's just school days kind of stuff, waiting for school to get out. Don't know. But not too many people watching the game today. Rico Petrocelli, his first at-bat. This is going to be a 12. A 12 is a ground out, and that's going to go to the second baseman. The second baseman is McAuliffe. He wings it over to first, and Cash puts it away for out number 1. Or number 2, I'm sorry. 2 down. 2 down, nobody on. Mike Andrews to the plate. Andrews, 263 hitter in 1967. 36 is going to be a fly ball. That goes to straightaway left field. And out to grab it in left is going to be Horton. And 1, 2, 3 go the Bo Sox in the top of the second inning. McLain, nice job in the second. And we head to the bottom of the second inning. It'll be Northrup, Cash, and Freehan for the Tigers. 24 is going to be a strikeout. That goes to Lonborg. And that is out number 1 as Northrup swings through a fastball. Can't catch up to it. Norm Cash, left-handed batter, playing first. He hit 242 with 22 bombs and 72 RBIs in 1967. 46 for him is going to be a line out or a pop out. This is going to be a pop out because it's a 7 or greater, and that pop out goes to, we'll call it short. So pop up to short is out number 2. Cash a little bit tardy on the fastball. And it's Bill Freehan to the plate. He's the catcher. 28 was his batting runs. 282 average, 20 homers, 74 RBIs, and the man is hitting 7th. So a lot of pop in this lineup. Some people were saying it was one of the best lineups in baseball that year. So 26 is going to be a single. And that's a single with an error check. You can't really see it very well, but that's a plus sign. So a single to center field. We'll check the error. No error on the play. And Freehan is aboard with a 2-out knock. He's got catcher speed 1.8, so no threat to steal here. It's going to be Euler, Ray Euler, minus 17 batting runs. He's in your column 4. 46 is going to be a fly ball out to center field. That's going to be a can of corn out in center field for Smith as he puts it away for out number 3. So the 2-out base hit doesn't hurt him. And Lonborg gets out of the second with no runs. Going to head to the top of the third. Still tied at 0. And we'll have the bottom of the order up. It'll be Ryan, the catcher. Jim Lonborg, the pitcher. And then back to Tartable at the top. They're facing off against Denny McLain. 17-16 was his record in 1967. 3.79 ERA in 235 innings pitched. You can see a little bit of a difference. 4.07 was his FIP. So maybe he was helped a little bit by his defense. 45, and that's going to be a base knock with an asterisk. Ryan, not a fast runner, and nobody on base. So that's just going to be a base hit there right up the middle as Ryan gets on board. And there's nobody out with the pitcher Lonborg coming up. Let's see what we got here. Lonborg, a 141 hitter. I think we should just go ahead and lay it down on a sacrifice hit. 1 or 2 is an out. Otherwise, the sacrifice is successful. And it is successful, so he's going to get along to second base. And we'll call that a sac hit. Good job, Lonborg, as he gets high fives when he comes back to the dugout. He has put a man in scoring position with only 1 out. And that brings up Danny, Jose Tartable, not Danny. I'm going to say Danny a lot, probably. He's got a home run chance here. That's going to be a single or a home run. If it's a 5 or greater, it's a 6. And just like that, Jose Tartable goes yard. And he doesn't really have a lot of pop. He didn't have any home runs, but we're going to give him one here. As a surprising 2-run home run brings home the catcher Ryan. And just like that, Boston is out in front 2-0 on Denny McLain. McLain can't believe they left that one out over the middle. And nobody can believe that Tartable hit it out. Brings up Reggie Smith. Reggie Smith, a little bit more of a candidate to be hitting bombs. But this time he's going to strike out. That's going to be a swinging strikeout. And that'll be out number 2. So 2 down, nobody on. 2 already in for the Red Sox. And Yaz comes to the plate. Yaz, left-handed batter. 326, 44 homers, 121 RBIs, 189 hits. In 1967, he played 161 games, so only 1 game not played. A 36 is going to be a base knock, and that's up the middle. His speed is not great, so he's going to stop at first base after he takes a big turn, and they get the ball in quickly. So Yaz on with a 2-out base hit, and that brings up George Scott. 13, as Scott bounced into a double play in his first at bat. He's got a 13 here, and that's going to be another ground out, this time to shortstop again. This time they'll go the short way, 6-4, and that's going to be the third out of the inning. So we get 2 runs on 3 hits and 1 left on in the top of the third inning for the Red Sox, as the both Sox take a 2-0 lead over the Tigers. The Tigers are going to send up the bottom of the order, so it'll be McLain and then back to the top of McAuliffe and Wirt. They're facing off against Jim Lonborg. A 35 is going to be a double play or a strikeout, so Lonborg gets the strikeout of McLain. And we have 1 down. Dick McAuliffe to the plate. He's a second baseman. He had a double in his first at bat. Was stranded at third base. 33 is going to be a single off of Jim Lonborg's card. So McAuliffe now 2 for 2. And not great speed there, so we're going to leave him at first. Brings up Don Wirt to the plate. Wirt with a base hit in his last trip to the bat, or to the box. 12 is going to be a ground out, but it has the arrow, so that's going to be a ground out with a runner advance. So a little tapper to shortstop. Shortstop comes in hard. The only play is to first. And on the fielder's choice, McAuliffe goes to second. He's now in scoring position for Al Kaline. Al Kaline, a big bopper, 25 homers in 450 at-bats for the Detroit Tigers in 1967. He struck out his first at-bat. He's going to get wood on it here, but he hits it hard, but right at the second baseman. Second baseman is Andrews. He flips it over to first, and that is going to be out number 3. So no runs score for Detroit. They leave a man in scoring position, and we go to the top of the 4th inning, 2-0 Boston, as McLain is going to be facing off against Jones, Petrocelli, and Andrews. This trio had a 3-3 down inning back in the second. 13 is going to be a ground out that goes right to the right to the second baseman. McAuliffe is there, scoops it up with the throw to first, and no problem as Dalton Jones grounds out. Next up, Rico Petrocelli. Petrocelli, shortstop, 259 average, 17 home runs. So some surprising power there. Not into the 10 range, but into column 3. 56 is going to be a strikeout as he swings and misses. He's now 0 for 2 in the game. 2 quick ones, and it'll be Andrews, Mike Andrews, the second baseman, standing in. 12 is going to be another ground ball induced by McLain, and this one's going to go to short. And so the shortstop is Euler. Strong throw to first. Another 1-2-3 inning for that part of the order, as Denny McLain has not had any problems with those players. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Detroit's down 2-0. Let's take a little drink break. This game brought to you by Cool Clear Water. Refreshing. And for Detroit, it's going to be Horton, Northrup, and Cash. 13 is going to be a ground ball. This goes a little too hopper to the second base. And the second baseman is Andrews. He gets the less than speedy Horton by a few steps. Brings up Jim Northrup. Northrup, 271 average, 10 homers, 61 RBIs. Got a little bit of speed, plays good defense, and has got a decent bat. He's hitting 5th in the lineup today. He struck out his first at bat, and he is going to fly out here. That's a fly ball straight away left field. Let's see if there's an error. No error out there as the left fielder Yastrzemski makes the play. Nice running catch out there in left. Yastrzemski, from everything I've seen, 1967, just upped his game all over the place. Playing great defense, great offense, good teammate, hustled out everything, and really led Boston to the championship that year. Norm Cash, or at least to the World Series, not the championship. 14 to Norm Cash is going to be a base hit, and that one goes to right center field. So as he pokes it over the second baseman's head, Norm Cash is on with a single. Cash now 1 for 2. He popped out in the second inning. Bill Freehan, the catcher, stands in. 34, this could be real trouble, but because of Lonborg's good pitching card, that is not going to be trouble. That's actually going to be a strikeout looking. Otherwise, it would have been a home run chance, and it would have actually been, it would have been a strikeout anyway. So we get a strikeout here, and it would have been a home run chance for Freehan. So a 2-out single doesn't resolve into anything, and Detroit strands 1 in the bottom of the 4th. We head to the top of the 5th. It is 2-0 Boston. Be the bottom of the order: Mike Ryan, Jim Lonborg, and then Jose Tartabull back to the top. 22 is usually something good for the batter. Ryan already 1 for 1. He's going to have a 888, if you can believe it. He had 2 triples, so not unheard of, as he triples to right field. And just like that, Boston with a man in scoring position and nobody out. Brings up Jim Lonborg. Lonborg gonna hit for himself here. Let's see how he does. He's a -12, so he's a column 4 batter, about as bad as you can get. 23 is going to be a ground out with an error check, so that's a ground out to first. They're going to check the runner at third. He's not going home. No error on the play as he looks him down at third base, and he says, "I'm not going. Don't worry, brother." That's going to be a 3-1 or 3. We'll say 3 unassisted on the putout. So Jim Lonborg hits it hard, but he hits it right at the first baseman. It's Cash who steps on the bag. Still got a runner at third. 1 out now. An 11 is going to be a base hit for Jose Tartabull. Tartabull with a home run and now an RBI base hit. He's driven in all 3 runs for the Red Sox. Not the run producer that you would think. He had 10 RBIs in 247 at-bats. He's got 3 RBIs today. Just how the cookie crumbles, I guess, sometimes. Tartabull at first base, 5.4 is his speed. Not a lot of speed on this Boston Red Sox lineup. And so it's going to be Smith coming to the plate with Tartabull at first. A 14 is going to be a hit by pitcher, a walk. It's a walk. And things not going so well here in the 5th inning for Denny McLain. So a single, a triple, a single, a walk has resulted in 1 run in and runners at first and second base. Can still get out of this with a bouncer double play facing off against Yastrzemski. 46 is going to be a fly ball. That's down the right field line, hustling to get to the line, but catching in fair territory is going to be out K-line. That's out number 2. Runners are going to hold on that. Wasn't deep enough to get the runners going farther. Brings up George Scott. Scott, the first baseman. 303 average, 19 homers in 1967. In this game, he has bounced to shortstop twice. And a 35 is going to be a strikeout, so he adds a K to his resume, and he strikes out swinging, and that'll be out number 3. So that quells the threat, but Boston does put 1 more on the board. They're up 3-0 in this one, as Lonborg is cruising. Denny McLain struggling just a little bit. He's at 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 batters. He can go 26. So let's see. 1 more 1, 2, 3 inning through that part of the order could get him into the 7th. Let's see. For Detroit, they're down 3-0 heading into the bottom of the 5th. It'll be Euler, McLain, and McAuliffe against Jim Lonborg. Lonborg, 56 is going to be a strikeout as he strikes out Euler. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Ks on the day for Jim Lonborg. Yeah, 246 in 273 innings pitched, so K percentage of 22%. So not a little above average actually for the day. This will be Denny McLain. We're going to keep McLain in there. See if he can, he's only given up 3 runs in 5 innings. So let's see how he can fare here at the bat. 25 is going to be a fly ball. That's to left center field. On the run is Yaz, and he's going to make the play in left for out number 2. So 2 down, as McLain gave that one a ride. But it's for naught, and that brings up the lefty Dick McAuliffe. McAuliffe 2 for 2. He's got a single and a double. 15 is going to be a ground out as he grounds it out to the second baseman. Kind of rolled over that one. And from second, Andrews gets him. That's going to be a 1-2-3 inning for Jim Lonborg. Detroit's offense just can't get off the ground here. And it is 3-0 Red Sox as we go to the top of the 6th inning. For the Sox, it's going to be Dalton Jones, Petrocelli, and Andrews against Denny McLain. McLain sticking with it. See if he can get through this inning. 56 is going to be more than just sticking with it, as he gets Jones on the curveball. He was obviously looking fastball, and he got the breaking ball. He's down on strikes. That's out number 1. Jones 0 for 3 on the day. Petrocelli 0 for 2 so far. 24 is going to be another strikeout. So back-to-back Ks, this time of the swinging variety, as Petrocelli goes through one. He struck out twice in this one, and he will be ready to see Denny McLain out of the game. McLain just a 17% K percentage, which is right on average. We got a ground out here. This is Mike Andrews. Andrews is 0 for 3. He's grounded out and flew out. This will be a ground out to the catcher. Pouncing on it is the catcher Freehan. He makes a good throw to first, and that'll be out number 3. 3 up, 3 down for Denny McLain against the Boston Red Sox. Red Sox have a 3-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Time for the Detroit offense to make a move. It's Wirt, Kaline, Horton, and Northrup, possibly against Jim Lonborg. Let's see if they can poke something and get something going. Maybe a bloop and a blast will get them back into this game. A 36 is going to be a fly out. That goes to straightaway left field. Out in left is Yastrzemski. Barely had to move as he puts that one away for out number 1. Don Wirt is 1 for 3. Al Kaline, 2 at-bats, nothing to show yet. 36, though, that's going to be a base hit, and that is a knock to left center field as he gets it past the shortstop, Petrocelli, and into left field. Yastrzemski gets it into second base. Kaline now 1 for 3. He stands at first with Willie Horton coming to the plate. Horton, 19 home runs, 67 RBIs in 1967. A 24, though, is not going to get it done, as that's going to be a double play or a strikeout. And he hits into another inning-ending double play. He had one back in the first. When he hit one to third base, this time we're going to go 6-4-3 on the putout. And that is going to be all she wrote for the inning, as McLain gets another Lonborg gets another big-time ground ball to get out of the inning. So they go Petrocelli to Andrews to Scott for the inning-ending double play. We're heading to the top of the 7th inning. So 27, 26, 25. We can go ahead and keep McLain in there. Let's see if he can get Mike Ryan out. Ryan, column 4 batter, but today he is 2 for 2 with a couple of runs scored, a triple and a single. And this time the luck runs out as he swings through a fastball, and McLain gets him for the K. That's 3, 4, 5, 6 Ks on the day for Denny McLain. Gonna keep Lonborg in there. He's definitely on pace to finish the game if they can hold on to this 3-0 lead. 14 is going to be a walk, and never a good idea to walk the pitcher. Lonborg actually has pretty decent speed. 5.7 is his speed. Not going to steal with him, but just something to remember. It'll be Jose Tartabull to the plate. Tartabull has not gotten out yet. He's 2 for 2. Home run, single, and a walk. This time, though, a 36 is going to be a fly ball out to straightaway right field. Playable in right for the right fielder, Kaline. Runner is not going to advance on that play. So we still have a runner at first with 2 outs now. And Reggie Smith, a switch hitter, coming to the plate. Smith was batting left-handed against the righty McLain. If I could pick that up, that'd be great. 246 hitter, 15 homers, 61 RBIs. A 56, though, is going to be a strikeout, and that is a strikeout swinging. So strikeout number 7, I believe, for Denny McLain, who has righted the ship. He's only given up sort of a smattering of runs here and there, and the Detroit offense just has not responded against Jim Lonborg. Let's see if they can pick up Denny McLain here. McLain is going to come out in the next inning. I'll have to bring in a relief pitcher for that. And it will be Northrup, Cash, and Freehan. Had a little bit of success, a couple of hits down here for this part of the lineup. A 34, that's going to be a strikeout off of Lonborg's card, and that'll be a strikeout swinging. 2 Ks on the day for Northrup. He is 0 for 3. Norm Cash to the plate. He singled in his last at-bat. 242 average, but he did hit 22 home runs back in 1967. 24 is not going to get it done, as he is going to be the second strikeout victim of the inning. That'll be 2 outs on back-to-back strikeouts for Jim Lonborg. Lonborg pouring it on in this one. Bill Freehan, the catcher, he's 1 for 2 as well. He had a single back in the second. 26 is going to be another single, and that'll be a single with an error chance. That's a 4, so it's a single to center field, and there's a potential error. Let's check our center fielder. That is Smith. Smith is a plus defender, so no error on the play, and that's going to be a base hit to center for Bill Freehan. Freehan now 2 for 3 in the game with a couple of singles. Oyler to the plate, Ray Oyler. He's a shortstop. He's a column 4 batter, 207 average, 1 home run. And a 24 is going to be apropos as he strikes out and ends the inning. So they strand 1 at first base in the 7th. Detroit just can't quite get people into scoring position. They had a chance in the first inning, and since then just has been a whole lot of nothing. Let me go and get my extra player so I can get a pitcher, and we'll get them into the game. Right, new pitcher for the Detroit Tigers is going to be Wickersham. My cards are moving here. So Wickersham is 10 stamina, right-handed pitcher, 2.74 ERA and 85 innings pitched. So definitely a multi-inning guy. Only had 4 saves in 36 games. 372 is his FIP, and he's going to be taking over for Denny McLain. McLain, the book is closed on him. He goes 7 innings and gives up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 hits, 3 runs. He had 1, 2, 3 walks. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Ks. So, okay start. Pretty good start. That's enough if your offense is humming, but they have run into the Jim Lonborg experience, and he has been shutting down the Detroit Tigers. But Boston sends up Yaz, Scott, and Jones against Dave Wickersham. Pitch from Wickersham is going to be in there. That is a strikeout looking against Yaz. Yastrzemski is 1 for 4 in this one. Hasn't really figured in much into the offense. It's all been down here at the bottom and the very top. George Scott coming to the plate. He's got a couple of ground outs to short and a strikeout. 13 is going to be yet another ground out. Where does this go? It goes to first base. So a little late, a little tardy on a Wickersham fastball. And it's going to be 3-1 on the put out. Sharing is caring as he flips to the pitcher covering. Cash does. Brings up Dalton Jones, lefty batter against Wickersham. Jones playing third in this one, and he is 0 for 3 on the day. 36 is going to be a fly ball. That's down the right field line. Hustling over is Al Kaline, and he's there with plenty of time to make the catch just short of the foul line. And that's going to be a 1-2-3 inning for Wickersham, who does a good job going through that Red Sox middle of the lineup. Lonborg is going to stay in the game. He'll be facing off against the top of the order. This is 4th time through. Let's see how he fares, and if he can make it through the order. And Denny McLain will be first up, 239 with 22 bombs. 26 is going to be a single with an error check, so that's a single to left. And let's see if there's an error. No error on the play. So Yaz has no problem getting that one back to the infield. McLain scampers back to first, and he's going to be at first with nobody out. Oh, I'm sorry, that was that should have been this guy here. Let's roll that again. I mean, I won't mess that up, but let's see. Jerry Lumpy is the pinch hitter in the 8th. So get a pinch hitter in here. Sorry about that. I had it in my mind, but I never actually did it. So Jerry Lumpy, 232 average coming off the bench for the Tigers. 25 is going to be a fly ball. This goes out to center field. We're going to do an error check on there. Center fielder is Smith. He ranges over and makes the play for out number 1. What are the odds that McLain gets a base hit here? What did I do with him? He's missing. McLain, where you at? Dick McLain. He is 2 for 3, a double, a single, and a ghost single. Let's see if he still hits it. 35 is going to be a strikeout, so he doesn't get it. So a K there, and that's actually a backwards K. Terrible K. And that'll be out number 2. So McLain goes down on strikes, and Don Wirt steps to the plate against the very strong Jim Lonborg. Lonborg, again, 273 innings pitched, 3.16 ERA, won 22 games against 9 losses. Don Wirt, 14 is going to be a walk. So rare mistake there from Jim Lonborg. Let's see if that comes back to bite him, as walking people in front of Al Kaline is usually a good way to get out of the game. Al Kaline with a 12, that's going to be a ground ball as he hits one to second base. The second baseman is Andrews. He'll flip it over to first, and that's going to be out number 3 as they get Al Kaline to end the inning. Detroit still just unable to do anything in this game, and they're going to have one more crack at it in the bottom of the 9th. We're going to get a new pitcher as we pinch hit for the reliever. So let's see if we can get someone in here. Let me look through these cards real fast. All right, new pitcher is going to be Bob Allen, left-handed reliever for Detroit. Oh, I got him for Cleveland. Let me fix that. Sorry about that. I don't know how Bob Allen sneaked in there, but he's with the Indians, not the Tigers. He's trying to get into the game. So it's going to be Hank Aguirre, relief pitcher, lefty, basically the same kind of pitcher, 285. 6 is his stamina, and he'll be replacing Wickersham through 1 inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, and 1 strikeout. Did a good job of going through the middle of the Boston order, and Aguirre is going to get the bottom of the order. It'd be Petrocelli, Andrews, and Mike Ryan. 16 is going to be a fly ball that's out to right field, so coming over to the line is going to be K-line, and he makes it in deep right field at the track. Nice play out there by the Hall of Fame right fielder. Mike Andrews now. Andrews over 3. He's got a couple of ground outs and a fly out. He is going to add a single here. That's a long single. He has no speed, so doesn't matter there. As a second baseman on for the first time in this game. Brings up Mike Ryan. Mike Ryan 2 for 3 at the catcher spot. 26 is going to be a ground out, though. This is a little tapper out in front of home plate. We're going to go 2-3 on that, and we'll just say a fielder's choice. He goes along to second base. And so now there's a runner in scoring position for Jim Lonborg. Lonborg going to be going for the complete game. He's a 27, 28, 29, 30. And because he's in the top category, we're going to go ahead and let him pitch. He'll just be coming out of column number 2. Column number 2 is just like Denny McLain. Sorry, wherever he was. Like McLain. He's in column 2. There's no extras, so all these will just go away. So that'll be super easy. We'll let Lonborg hit away with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. 45, that of course is going to be a base knock, as Lonborg hits one, sneaks it down the line. Coming in from second base is going to be Andrews, so that single comes back to bite Detroit, and Jim Lonborg with the RBI single helps himself. Takes us back to the top of the order with Tartable. Tartable is 2 for 3. He's got a homer, a single, a walk, and a fly out. Here he's going to strike out. That is a strikeout swinging. 3 down in the inning, but Boston does tack on one more with the Jim Lonborg 2-out single, which scores Andrews from second base. And Lonborg is going to be facing off against Horton, Northrup, and Cash. Again, no extras or helps here. Just we're going to be reading off the batter cards in this inning. So a 13 is going to be a ground out. That goes to shortstop. A little 2-hopper to Rico Petrocelli. He fires it over first, and that is going to be out number 1. 2 outs away from a complete game shutout for Jim Lonborg. Jim Northrup to the plate. A 15 is going to be a base hit as he smacks one down the left field line. Just reaches out and pokes it down the line. And Northrup is going to be at first with 1 out. Norm Cash to the plate. Cash 1 for 3. He's got a single in 3 at-bats. 35 is going to be a strikeout as Lonborg adds another K to his day. And last hope is Bill Freehan. Freehan, pretty good hope, 28 on his batting runs. So that makes him a column 2 batter. A 15, though, is going to be a ground out as he hits a 2-hopper to first. Picking it up at first base is George Scott. He's going to run it over to the bag, and that is going to be out number 3. So down goes the Detroit Tigers in this one. They lose 4-0 against Jim Lonborg and the Boston Red Sox. Let me put this on pause. I'll come back with the totals, and we will get this one all squared away. All right, so the totals for the Red Sox: 4 runs on 8 hits. And sorry, I didn't do the totals up here. No errors for the Red Sox. No runs on 8 hits, and no errors for the Tigers. So they're blanked 4-0 against the Red Sox. Jim Lonborg, our player of the game, he goes 9 innings, gives up 8 hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 10 strikeouts. Admirable effort for McLain, but he's going to take the L. 7 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, 3 walks, and 7 strikeouts. Decent enough job from the bullpen. They did give up the 1 run in the 9th inning. Batting for the Boston Red Sox, it's going to be Tartable, who's leading off, 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs. He had a home run, a single, and a walk. So on base all day. 1 for 3 for Smith. 1 for 4 for Yaz, so not a great offensive performance for the middle of the order. Offers for Scott, Jones, and Petrocelli. Did have a 1 for 4 day for Andrews, and then Mike Ryan, the catcher, 2 for 4 with a couple of runs scored. And even Lonborg, 1 for 2 with an RBI he's the RBI in the 9th inning. For the Detroit Tigers, see their lineup here. McAuliffe leading off, 2 for 4. He had a strikeout. Wirt, 1 for 3. K-Line, 1 for 4. But really just, just some random singles here and there. Nothing, no power being exhibited. 0 for 4 for Willie Horton. 1 for 4 for Northrup and Cash. Good day for the catchers. So 2 for 4 for Bill Freehan. He had a couple of base knocks. and an 0 for 3 day for Euler, the shortstop. Pitching, McLain was 0 for 2, and then the pinch hitter Lumpy 0 for 1. And so that's how this one ends up. I'm gonna go ahead and get game number 2 set up. Maybe we can get this one out as well. I'll just try to play up all 3 of the games in this series. It wasn't a super important series. It's sort of middle of the line as far as the importance for the outcome of the season. Played at the end of May. Obviously, no one knew that the race was going to be what it was at that juncture. But great game pitched by Jim Lonborg. He went a little bit past his stamina, and again, 22-9 was his record that year. He had 246 strikeouts in 273 innings pitched, so almost it's like 8 Ks per 9, 7.5 Ks per 9, and he wound up with 10 here in 9 innings. So hope you enjoyed this. This will again be the next set that comes out for On Base Baseball, and once I feel like everything is good, I'll do some more editing and things like that. But this should be an exciting classic season coming out for On Base, and hopefully I'm going to try to get more and more sets out there. If you have any suggestions about seasons you'd love to see, important seasons in baseball, you can pick up 75, 72. I think I was starting to work on 79 there for a while. We have 80, 86, 91, 95, and then obviously the most modern season, so 2022, 23. I don't think I have. Maybe 2021 is out. I can't remember if I have that one out as well. So just trying to fill in with these sets as I'm redoing the cards again. And you can always pick up the roster sheet sets. So I'm pulling these outcomes directly from the 1960s roster sheet sets. And so I'm just sort of putting those onto the card. But you can get 10 years, a decade of baseball for $20, which is great. You get it in a spreadsheet form. So you don't get cards like this, but you do get the spreadsheet with the roster sheets. And it has all of the same information as you get on the cards. You'll just play it with a single game engine chart. And what you would do is you would just transfer all those numbers from your roster sheet over to the score sheet. And then you can play straight off of here, same way as I'm doing here. So instead of looking here for your outcomes, you look on the game engine chart, and then it's got all of the sort of the key numbers that you need here with the FIP and stamina and batting, defense, speed. Those didn't come into a lot of play in this game. We've got a couple of slow teams, but go check it out. You can go to clarkandaddisongaming.com, clarkandaddisongaming.com, AND, not a ampersand, clarkandaddisongaming.com, and you can, if you click on baseball in the top right header menu, it'll take you to all the baseball games. So not only On Base, but any other baseball games that we have for sale on the site. Yep, I think that's it. If you haven't joined the Facebook group, I try to post in there once, twice, a couple times a week, just about new things I'm doing. There's football in the works, there's golf in the works, I'm always tinkering around with football and basketball, trying to find something that works. There's free files, free games that you can download in the files section. People are sharing games. There's one gamer who was sharing the new Dice Basketball 2024 game that I released. You can play that in its entirety. Just download the entire season and then play that. And one gamer was sharing, he had put player photos onto the PDFs, and then he was sharing all of those. They weren't player photos, they were logos. So they were logos for all the teams that he put in the player photo section. So that's definitely an option. You can also put player photos there too as well. So really fun game, I think. and trying to take some of the similar concepts that you see here with on-base baseball and transferring that over to a basketball game. Maybe we can create a game that you can play in under an hour. We'll see. It's a play-by-play game. It also comes with an application which I've created to kind of help speed up the game and help with scoring and things like that. So if you don't have a proper score sheet or something like that, you can still keep score, kind of the overall score of the game. But there is a score sheet that comes with it where you can keep track of players' stats, and it's full play, full stats game. Comes with rebounds, assists, and steals, and all of those things. So go check it out at I'll put a link in the description to the Facebook group, and there's just a little bit of everything in the Facebook group, a little bit of community. Sometimes I'll be asking questions. I will always be, that's the first place I'm going to be posting about sneak peeks or just interesting things that I find online. I'm working on an 1871, so first year of baseball set for on-base baseball as well. Just got to work on the game engine chart for the 1870s, so that's a little bit of a challenge, a little bit different. There won't be very many cards in that set. There's not that many players that were playing. I think each team had max like 2 or 3 pitchers. A lot of them only have one pitcher that just pitched every game, so it makes it pretty easy. And just trying to figure out the game engine chart for that particular game. So lots of stuff going as we get closer to baseball season, as we get closer to spring training, which is only less than 3 weeks away. Once we get past the Super Bowl, we're basically into spring training. I think it's on, I want to say it's right on Valentine's Day is when pitchers and catchers report this year. So mid-February, we're almost there. The snow is melting around here in Chicago, and things are getting warmer. That means baseball's coming. So getting excited about that, and I'll be trying to put out more and more baseball stuff as we ramp up toward the season. Again, the projected roster sheets are going to be available once I get that data and that information, once it becomes available at Fangraphs. And I'll put out the 2024 projected roster sheet set that you can pre-play, or you can use it to play through the season as it goes along. And that's always a fun one because it's just projecting out all of these numbers that you see on these cards. So it's, kind of what the computer thinks that the players should be doing, as opposed to getting a set after the season is over and you have the completed numbers. So kind of a fun thing to do, and that'll be available. I'll let everybody know about that one when that is ready to go. All right, if you have any questions or comments, leave them down in the comments section below. If you have not subscribed, click on the subscribe button. There's I've been a little light on content. I've been traveling quite a bit, but as things begin to settle down over the next half of the year, maybe there'll be a little bit more video content. But at the very least, this is where I'll be posting any video content that I have. I had a recent video of just kind of projects and things that I'm working on, so you can go back and check that out. It's kind of long, but there are some chapters down in the description if you want to just kind of click through and find something that's interesting. At the Clark and Addison Gaming Company, it's not just baseball, although that's sort of where everything started. But we have other types of sports that we're always working on, tinkering with, trying to get to like that perfect game. I'm trying to find that perfect engine, that perfect game that fits neatly into just the right niche. And I think we have it with up-tempo basketball. Lots of people have found that game and enjoy what it's about. Kind of a quicker playing basketball game that fits somewhere in between a quick play game and a super long play game. And then have a couple of football games that haven't really taken off. Still tinkering. I have a super long kind of detailed football game that fits somewhere between like the 4th Street kind of detail and like a second season kind of detail. So hopefully that will be I'll try to do this latest season. I have 2022 that I had started but never finished, and so I'll just start over again with that one. I'm trying to think about how to streamline it even farther. just so it will be easier for me to create seasons for it. I don't think it's a problem creating seasons for it. There's nothing like super advanced stats or anything about that, but it takes some time because every team is unique and different, and every team, kind of the chart that you roll on, is completely different than another one. There's not very many of them that are the exact same. So like here I only have 4 sort of offensive categories, and I only have 4 pitching categories, so that makes some things a lot easier and quicker to do with this game. But that one is a little bit more detailed, and football in general is just a little bit more detailed anyway. So I'm trying to figure out how to make that one a little bit easier to create seasons for, because I would love to do more classic football seasons and not only the latest one. But if that's all we can crank out, then that's what we'll do. All right, if you have any questions or comments, put them down in the comment section below. I love to interact with you there, and I'll always get to them very quickly. And if not, I appreciate it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. That's a super easy way to just communicate your pleasure for this video, or what we're doing here at the Clark and Addison Gaming Company. And if you want to participate or help in any ways, feel free to reach out. Clark and Addison Gaming at gmail.com. Clark and Addison Gaming at gmail.com. You can also use the contact form at clarkandaddisongaming.com, and that comes to the same place. So whatever way you want to do that, and go to the site, check out everything that we have there. There's free stuff, there's things that you can pay to purchase as far as seasons are concerned, and every season that we sell is self-contained, so you don't have to buy game parts, and then buy seasons. Everything you get with one season is totally self-contained. So just know that that's the way it is. All right, I think that's it from here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.